Hello, 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 everybody. How are we all doing today? Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah?
Had a good day so far.
You had a good day until you opened up your Kingdom spreadsheet. Is that what you're trying to get to, Jake?
Look.
Jake, why are you, Jake, go ahead. Let's just air it out now.
There's no beating a dead horse, all right? There's no point.
Okay. Okay, come on. No, air
nope.
it out. Air it out.
Nope.
No, we want to hear it. Go ahead.
I'm abstaining.
Would you like somebody else to fight this fight for you? Would you like to give somebody else the power of attorney?
Yeah, sure. I'll hand this one off.
You want to give it to a fellow Aussie like Rosin?
Well, she did say she lived here for a while, and that's all we need to start claiming those New Zealanders.
That's right. That's right. Like, whoop. That's all right. Take their PM. Take their PM. Take their PM. That's like an upgrade. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? What was it saying? Shit. Was just getting at? Oh, Tim Tams. I totally blew through all those. Brittany only got to have 2, and Rory had 0 because I'm a fatty.
Oh.
So I ordered more. I think they're coming in either tomorrow or Thursday. They're coming in, and I told Brittany when the package comes in, I won't even open it. She could take it and hide it somewhere so her and Rory can eat them over the course like a month or so, rather than me in 1 day or 2 days or whatever it was. So Tim Tams are. Nick, have you ever had a Tim Tam?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay, cool. So fucking amazing, right?
Yeah, they're not bad.
Brittany had them, and she was like, "All I want right now is tea." She's like, "I feel like I need to have tea with this," and I was like, "Okay, I don't know who I married, but okay."
Hey, tea's pretty good, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
But with a chocolatey, wafery, nougaty treat.
I mean, listen, dude. Whatever floats your boat, you know. Why
Not
judge?
tea. I mean, I'm American. That's what we do. We judge other people. Have you checked out Tesh's Twitter lately?
No, I don't follow Tesh on Twitter.
First and foremost, he made a comment about gun
He's
control.
throwing some shade there, Sal. Throwing shade at Tesh.
You know what? I'm gonna go.
Do we need to clip this and
Oh man!
tag
Oh no!
Tesh
Yes,
in it for later?
yes. Clip this and send it to Tesh because Tesh has so many daddies.
I'm gonna
Tesh
follow
has
Tesh
so
right
many
now.
daddies. He could TC him.
Is it at the Tesh tube?
Plenty of snake to share. Hello. So Tesh's Twitter, he threw some shade at gun control in the United States, and I didn't realize this, but apparently people in the United States, obviously not like myself, but they think it's an insult and refer to Australians as convict. That's like a thing.
Okay.
Because there are like multiple Twitter accounts that would refer to him as either British, which is funny, or convict because he's Australian. And I'm like, so apparently Americans think that you call Australians convicts and that's a insult. Oh,
Well, with insults like that, keep them coming, I guess.
yeah. Like, okay.
Pretty weak.
Yeah, right. Seriously. I'm like, I don't know. That's pretty rough. Nick, have you ever heard Aussies referred to as convict?
No, and that's. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
You know, I look at Jake and I'm like, I can see it.
Fuck off.
I mean,
just wait till I shave my head. Then
I was gonna say you're either a hippie or a convict.
look,
I can't tell.
Oh God! By the way, did you see my little blanket skirt I got going on? Yeah.
Oh, rocking it, dude.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay warm while the heaters warm up the room. I got tied around.
Imagine like needing a heater.
Okay, shut up.
I just live in a temperate climate. Imagine, dude.
Anyways, so yeah, we wanted to start off this session with one of the clans is doing a kingdom roll, and that gives time for the other clans to finish having their NPCs put together, everything kind of put together. Now, mind you, this doesn't mean we have tons of time to spend between sessions or whatever, because obviously between this week and next week, I'll have the rest of the details, including I'm actually doing one last video for creating your advisors. I don't think anybody else went onto that tier on Patreon. I haven't looked, so I don't think anybody else is coming from from there. But I told you all you're getting NPC XYZ, right? So just a random Scott generated 1 point in value NPC. It'll be one video that kind of makes that all for you guys. And what was I saying? Sorry. So I'll be making that, and then I have to do the February upgrade for all of them as well, which is fun. But so in game, as a reminder, the way kingdom rolls are going to go into this campaign is because there's associated one kingdom roll a month. There's on average 30 days a month, and there's 3 kingdoms. Every 10 days, we'll have a kingdom roll. So it's going to start with, I believe, Clan Shadow rolled first. I think Jake chose to go, third?
Yeah.
And he needs love. And Nick was going to go second. So we're going to start with Clan Shadow, and then every 10 days, we'll have the different clans kind of rolling, right? We are going to have the first kingdom roll be done prior to the attack, and the second kingdom roll incorporating the attack to be nice. Once we incorporate the attack, that's going to affect things like unrest is obviously going to spike, and stuff like that is going to happen. And this is, again, me being a little bit kinder, a little bit training wheels with the PCs as they're learning the system. Cell did a lot of research but is new to it. Nick did no research and is new to it. So, and Jake, he still needs to learn. We all saw what happened with Valorant.
Yeah.
It's okay. Thank you, Joey and Green and Ano and Rosin and Viking and Sir Kaiken and
Wish I could mute you. Do you know how fun
everyone else for picking
if I
up
had
the
the ability
mess?
to mute
You know
and
what I mean?
kick you?
It's kind of like you have to like put the pieces back together, but you like it was like the kid mixed 4 boxes. I can keep going, Jake, if you'd like.
Yeah, see, Vikings got it. You also like kicking me while I'm down with giving me advisors that,
He gives you a +2. I distinctly tried. I did 5 minutes of attribute research.
Listen to this.
try
Listen to what he's about to say. Continue. Tell them what you tried to do.
He gives you a +2. He's actually a pretty decent advisor. He comes with a long
You
history.
spent 20 minutes trying to find out how you could give me I believe it was a -1 advisor was what you said.
I don't think I said
just
that.
couldn't figure out a way to do it.
Chat. I don't think I said that. Can we check the
You
VOD?
100% said that.
Check the VOD.
This was on the pre-call. Thank you. With your camera off, talking away.
Nick,
It's true.
did this happen?
Listen,
What's that?
us PCs have to work together, Nick. You can't betray us.
There's some lag here. No, I know how this works.
You gotta unionize. Jeez.
I think Nick is buffering at the moment. Just give him a minute.
He's on Windows Explorer stuff. It's okay.
Oh, that's funny.
I'm using that boomer tech. That's why I'm missing things here. I don't get it.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Well, oh, here we go, Sir Keegan. Jake needs it after how dirty you did Morty, and also his kingdom can have something other than Marmite. BP just got dropped your way. It was just a funny thing I wanted to read.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be struggling heavy with that early game until Scott just lets us, put random people in positions to get rid of these minuses.
I hear.
Now just scoop someone up off the street and put them in charge of the treasury.
I could see it happening.
I like how Rosin, I don't know if you're in chat right now, Nick, or not, but Rosin's saying, Nick, you will learn that Scott is the enemy and we should all gang up on him. Do you need help learning that, Nick?
Yeah. How long is it? 20 years? A little more?
More than 20 years, yeah. We were we teenager? We maybe 13, maybe 12 when we met.
Yeah. I mean, I still... When I first met Scott, he was wearing.
So, anyways, the campaign is starting with
a cabbie hat and carrying around a Puff Daddy Godzilla soundtrack tape. Yeah, it was some good stuff.
What?
So, that's out there now forever.
Does anyone ever remember when he was called Puff Daddy, or is that just?
What?
I mean, I do.
Is that just when we were?
Yeah.
That's just showing our age.
Yep.
What's Puff Daddy?
It's when your father hands you a joint and says, "Go on, son."
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. It's fact.
I'll just take your word for it. LD, I got my jacket right here.
I always thought the name P Diddy was dumb. Like it just like I found it offensively dumb. Like ugh, P Diddy. Ugh. You know what I mean? Ugh. All right, hold on one second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, same. Okay. So you guys have plus 12.5 to your economy. So it's 12.5 is what you guys have there. To your economy for the first person rolling, which is how we're going to... Oh, shit. What did I do? Which is how we're going to start today's session with the Kingdom roll. Any other goofy side chatter we want to have before we actually start with the session? No? Cool.
No.
The first thing I want you guys to do then is to go ahead and look at your Kingdom tracking sheets. And you're going to want to take that information, the economy, loyalty, stability, and control DC, and on your actual... I can show this on stream over here. You're going to want to open up under your little tabs here where it's clan, Kushibashi, Densho, or Shado. Open up the actual clan. I'm going to show Cells because he actually put the banner. Cells actually put a lot of effort into making a flag for his clan. Looks super badass. I won't lie. I love it. I thought the gradient was awesome. I personally love the mountains on it. I think that's super cool. Having that very Asian theme to it, that was super cool. Anyways, making sure you go to abilities and attributes and applying those numbers there. Nick and Jake, do you understand how to do this?
Yep.
Okay.
My numbers are in.
Thank you. Cool. Awesome. So while they're plugging...
Can I just use the numbers that are already in there?
No.
They're so much better than mine, though.
No. No.
Come on.
No.
Well,
Because you're not even the worst one. Like I don't even know why you're complaining.
That's sad.
Yeah, Nick is worse.
that
because
is sad.
a lot of people chose like the wants and would like to haves versus like the need positions. So he doesn't have a Grand Diplomat or a High Priest or a Treasurer. So I filled up Treasurer with the NPC XYZ. So he's missing both a High Priest and Grand Diplomat, which are like necessary to run your kingdom. But that's okay because he'll be fine. We're like I said, we're starting off at Cell to go over kingdom building because again, this has been a long time since we kind of had to deal with this. So as a reminder for you PCs who did this kind of like in the background, and for the viewers or might be the first time ever watching this, when you're doing your kingdom building, the first thing that you're going to want to do, let's turn down the music slightly. The first thing you're going to want to do is your upkeep phase. So the way the upkeep phase works is it's kind of like a, and this will be faster in the future. We don't need to explain this out in the future. We'll just be rolling. Change my camera angle. So the upkeep phase is literally kind of like, it's almost like a flash look at everything that happened in your past month. Everything that happened since your last kingdom phase until now. So the first thing you're going to do is your stability check. You're going to roll your stability against your control DC. If you succeed, your unrest decreases by 1, assuming you have some. If you fail, you increase your unrest by 1. If you fail by 5 or more, you increase your rest by 1d4. As a reminder, natty 1s and natty 20s don't exist in for this roll, but you guys want it crits. So the crits are going to work in this for these checks is a natty 20 counts as a 20 plus 10 is a 30. A 1 counts as a 1 minus 10 is a negative, 9? Right? Counts as a negative 9. So whatever the result will be, negative 9 probably sucks really bad. If your unrest is already 0 and you still succeed, you get to add 1 to your treasury, 1 BP to your treasury. The second part of the upkeep phase is you pay your consumption, then you fill any empty magic item slots, which we're not worried about that right now. Then you're going to modify your unrest based off of if you have any attributes or anything else going on. You can attempt a royal enforcer check, and then it kind of goes down from there. So the first phase is your upkeep phase. I will be explaining this for each kingdom's first kingdom roll. After that, we're going to power through these fast. Sir, if you can go ahead and roll me your upkeep phase.
Okay.
You have a macro for it.
Upkeep phase. Click. So,
I love how quickly this goes for us now with rolling these. And even that clicking goes fast. Dude, you crushed it. So that means that your unrest is going to be decreased by 1. I think your kingdom started with 0 unrest, correct?
It goes up by 1 because I don't have a spy master, so I guess it just cancels out.
Nope, that actually did not go up yet.
It says it goes up on the upkeep phase.
Correct. It goes up on the upkeep phase, but that's modify unrest. That's step 4. You're still in step 1.
Okay, so I get 1 BP to my treasury.
Yep.
Okay.
So you actually bring your it was a 0, so you're bringing it up to -1, which is a 0, and you add 1 to your BP. Cool. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to pay your consumption, which Celsius's consumption is actually super low.
It would be higher because I have an army now.
Nope. Remember, this is prior to the attack.
Okay.
So your consumption is actually going to be 2. So you only pay that 1 consumption. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to fill any empty magic item slots. Actually, if I remember correctly, in your town, you have no... your temple actually has magic item slots, doesn't it? Which we never actually applied to your kingdom. So let's do that right now real quick. This is the boring part of this one session. There'll be boring parts of other sessions, too.
Temple.
I got it right. Oop, I went to tavern. Temple is you get to have 2 minor items. So first thing you're going to do, and I can modify that on your sheet later on, but for now, could you go ahead and roll me a D100 and or ask somebody in chat to do it? If it's a 51 or higher, you get an item. If it's below that, you don't.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll it for ease of speed.
Yep. Cool. So that means a magic item is actually added to your kingdom, but within limitations of
Base value.
Yeah, base value. Now, what we said beforehand is for the first few sessions, we'll do that off screen just to make things a little bit quicker until we make a macro that handles all this for us, which we're not going to be doing for the first few sessions. So just make a note that that's going to be something that you have to do. Okay. After that, sir, and thank you. I went to the wrong spot because I'm a dummy. Where's my... Nope, didn't want to do that either. Scott, why are you dumb? Nick, don't answer that. After filling magic item slots, next thing you do is modifying unrest. So, at this point in time, increases by 1 if you have any empty leadership roles, or if you have any negative kingdom attributes, or anything like that.
So
what is going to affect it?
I have the empty spy master slot, which increases unrest by 1.
Cool. At this point in time, if you have a royal enforcer, you could attempt a loyalty check to reduce that. Do you have a royal enforcer?
No, I do not.
So we're going to ignore that part, and that ends Kingdom Phase 1. Get into the future, that'll go much quicker. So this, and then none of the other rules apply at this point. Now we enter Kingdom, the second phase. The second phase, which is Edict. And the Edict phase, first thing you want to do is assign your leaders, either switching roles, filling vacant roles, promoting people, removing people that were already in previous roles, so on and so forth. There's going to be no changes happening right now. Yeah. So we skip step 1. We go to step 2. You can actually claim hexes or abandon hexes at this point in time. To claim a hex, you spend 1 BP. It has to be a hex that you've previously explored. You could assume that I'm actually going to switch views right here for everybody. So 1 second. Chat. I believe this is the correct one. It is. Cool. And then we bring our PCs over there as well so you guys can see this. So remember, this is what they can see on screen. That's everything that they can see on screen. And I corrected it so that if they have towers or anything like that, it can see correctly. So Nick's kingdom has been corrected. So if he's going to grab one of these, we technically did not have him. Oh God, my camera angle's killing me. It makes me look like I'm 3'2". So, you guys are, Tassel. So you're probably going to choose one of those ones that you can see very clearly in sight. So probably that hill to the south, east of your, one on the far west, or maybe that plains that's kind of open right next to your, cap, that over there. Would you want to claim a hex at this point? Mind you, it increases your control, you see.
Yeah, I think I would want to claim one more, the hill to this. If I could, the hill to the north would be cool. But if not, then the hill to the south.
Maybe a little too extreme of an angle, but that's fine. So the hill to the north. Oh, you're saying you actually want to go. Wait. I'm sorry. Did you want to go down here, or did you want to go up here?
I wanted to go up here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep, absolutely. Let's do it. Hill to the north it is. So to claim that hex, I got you on this side. Give me 1 second, sir. So we have to assume that your character has already explored that, and in the future, that's something that we're going to have to hard play on the rules for. But for now, just assume that your character's already explored it. That's fine, because this is round 1. Copy and paste this hex here. And so you're playing. Oh, I hate when it does that. Let me refresh. Hold on 1 second. Did that affect everybody's view over there too?
I can see half a hex away.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it just messed it up on my side. So now you have that claims there. You pay 1 BP to have claimed this.
Yes, sir. So I'm at 20 BP, and I have a size of 9.
Correct. So you're going to modify that size on your sheet, and you have to modify your control DC on your roll 20 sheet. Cool. Moving on to the next part here. And again, for those that are kind of just joining us, for the first kingdom roll of each individual kingdom, we're going to walk through it slowly. After that, we're going to blast through them super fast because everything's going to be done with macros, which most of the macros are done anyways. Cool. At this point in time, you can also do your improvements. So you can make terrain improvements. So one terrain improvement is making a settlement. Other terrain improvements are building farms, quarries, mines, so on and so forth. Because of your kingdom size and so on, you can do up to 2 improvements at this point. What would you like to do?
Sorry, 1 second. Where's the size on the kingdom sheet? Oh, it's okay. I just literally
Just found it as you asked?
Yeah. I thought there was like a tab down or whatever. No, I just had to change the number. Okay. I could do 2 improvements, you said?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I
This
can
is
start
terrain improvements. Mm-hmm.
So I can start preparing the hill.
Correct. Which, by the way, preparation of the hill takes a whole month, so you can't build on it until next month, and it costs 2 BP.
2 BP. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you're going to spend 2 BP, and we know that the hill is being worked on. So it's not technically prepared yet. There's actually different colors for all of this fun stuff. So what we want to do is actually modify this hill over here slightly to... Actually, let me cancel it and do it on the side. So instead of being the actual black color of being fully prepared, it keeps screwing up on my Roll20 view over there. I don't know if you guys see that at all or not. No? You don't see that?
It's like a teal now, but I can still see a half a hex away.
I have to keep reloading, and I think it's Firefox that's having the issue.
Also, on hills, am I supposed to be able to see a hex away?
Yep, but I can modify that for you afterwards.
Okay.
Once more with feeling.
All right, so continuing on. So that's 1 terrain improvement, but doesn't finish until next month. Go ahead.
And then I have 1 more, so I guess I can prepare field.
What do you mean by prepare field? Oh, you could assume all the planes that you already have in your possession are already prepared.
Okay, then the last plains right next to my capital, I want to make it a farm.
Cool, because you already have an aqueduct and a road going through there, but those can be shared with other things with an asterisk, like a farm. So we can make that a farm, which, by the way, costs you 2 BP, and you can do it because it's adjacent to other farms and so on, and it's plains. So we're going to apply that. By the way, I found out that I can buy on the marketplace more little like things like that, so I can actually make fun little whatchamacallits, like images to put on the hexes, so it can look better like farm and so on and so forth. So I'm going to start trying to scour, or you guys, if you want to help, start scouring for like one that I can purchase that'll have that on there for us. It'll be cool. But cool. So you just added a farm. So we want to make sure that also over in your spreadsheet, we add that you gained 1 hills, which you did, and you gained 1 farms, which don't forget, it's a fertile farm, which I think you already applied.
Yeah,
all right.
All good.
That's it for those improvements there. Again, everybody, in the future, this will be faster as he has already previously planned this out. Next thing you can do is improvement edicts. We already did that. So now it's buildings.
I want to build a
Snowman.
barracks.
Ooh, a barracks. I wonder why you want to build a barracks. All right, where in your town do you want to build this barracks? And I actually want to show this to chat.
In the town, I want to build the barracks based on events that have happened, he would build the barracks in the north of the town, probably on like this
Well, remember,
square.
those events have not happened yet.
Not happened yet. Then
Yes, that happens
You
your
would
next
put-
kingdom roll.
he would put it in the south of the town, the west side.
Cool. And a barracks is a one slot because it
One
becomes
slot,
Yep.
6 PP total, I think, and it's only 1 month with the ultimate rulership.
cool. So it's ready next month, right? Or
Next
it's
month, yeah.
Yep. Cool. So your barracks you put in there. I apply down here barracks. 1 month means immediate, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 month means now.
Yes,
Yeah.
takes place now. So 1 barracks, and then that means I also my town size is I think is upgraded because I have 13 slots, right?
So you actually go from a village to a town, which affects a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm
So-
at 13 slots.
He's looking at here. This right here changes to from a village to a town, which he's doing right now.
So now I have a lot more population.
His population goes up, and a bunch of other details change on his kingdom. Cool, awesome. Let's move on to the next part of this. So after you do your terrain improvements, your building, sorry, you can also build a house, tenement, manor, or what's the last thing? Noble villa for free as well. You pay the money, but you can also build one or not.
I would definitely build one. I build the house. I'll just build it on the right side over here.
Sure. Build a random house.
How much does it cost?
A house costs 3.
3. Okay.
I will apply the additional house down below, and you need to remove the 3 plus what, 6? So remove 9 more BP from your kingdom.
All done already.
Cool. Awesome. That's done. Now I believe that finishes. So the finish of the Edict phase, which is phase 2. You issue actual. You can create armies, which you'll be again doing next round. You issue edicts. Are there any edicts that you want to issue? Do you remember what they are? I don't think there are because your holiday's done. Yeah, I think that's it.
The 4 edicts the 4 edicts that are there is what I want to keep them as. So,
Cool. So we're just gonna leave them as they are. Moving on.
Um,
That concludes.
I guess I would want to do an exploration edict.
Sure. Where to?
I would like to explore north of my kingdom.
All right. So the way that this one works, because it's actually the first time we've seen this since Kingmaker. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, correction. I would want to. I don't know how many tiles I can explore. I would want to explore the hill to the south.
Well, let's actually read it. So exploration edicts are a special edict that allows you to commission explorers to map unclaimed hexes and prepare them for your kingdom. You may choose to accompany the explorers or let them explore on their own. That's going to be the latter in this situation. When commissioning an expedition, you must determine the length of time and plan the route in advance. Financing explorers costs 1d4 BP per month of the expedition paid in advance. The explorers start at your capital and spend an agreed amount of time traveling to exploring and mapping unclaimed hexes. At the end of the contracted period, they return to your capital. See terrain and terrain improvements for travel exploration times. Each expedition requires separate exploration edict. Expedition requires blah blah. Explorers note obvious terrain features and resources on the first day in a hex. Each day spent in a hex allows a knowledge, geography, and or survival checks to locate hidden landmarks, lairs, resources, so on and so forth. A DC ranging from 15 for things that are relatively easy to find or well known in local lore, or DC 30 for things that are well hidden or generally unknown. Explorers have the same chances for random encounters and other dangers you would if you traveled through or explored the hex yourself. If you were not traveling with the explorers and they have hostile encounter, you may have an expedition attempt a stealth check to avoid it. Using the worst, so it's if the check fails, you have to attempt a stability check. If a stability check succeeds, they escape and survive, but are temporarily scattered and make no more progress. If the stability check fails, they are killed. Unrest increases by 1, and the remainder of your BP investment is lost. Awesome. So there is a penalty for doing this, obviously. So there is a chance of penalty for doing this. So, do you want to do an exploration edicts now, or do you want to wait?
I'll do it now because none of the events that are happening right now I know about. This is before that.
Okay, which way are you going?
South. I would want to explore south of me.
Okay, for how long?
How long does it? It's like a day per hex. Is that what it said?
How long would you like them to go?
2 months exploring south.
2 months. So it's going to
Yeah.
be 2d4 BP it costs, and you have to finance that up front. So you're going to roll 2d4, and that's what you're going to be paying up front for your cost. That could, in theory, if you roll high, bankrupt you right now, which would be fun. So you're going to roll
Does
2d.
does that affect if I have negative BP now before my econ phase? Does that like make me lose anything?
What was that? I'm sorry?
So if I have like a -1 BP like
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
what negative does that cause?
I'm not sure if it'll cause anything immediately.
Okay, then I'm not gonna worry about it.
And honestly, it's a 1 in 8 chance of that. Or technically, it's a smaller chance of that happening. So why don't you go ahead and...
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it was pretty close. I won't lie. So you spend your 6 BP, and you're telling them, just to be clear, you already plotted a course for everybody to see on stream and whatnot, that you want them to start from your kingdom, kind of like head down this way, because they start from your kingdom. They're going to come over, and they're going to come down this way, and they're going to kind of cut across over here until maybe they get the mountains, and then kind of come back up.
Yeah, I want them to like explore.
And if they can do more than that in that amount of time, as I plotted out as a DM, which I'll do on the side, then we'll do that. Like they might actually go an additional whole hex down or whatever it might be, right?
Yeah, I want them to explore this and fill basically out my south area.
Yep. So and they'll be able to explore it, so this will come in as gray, but it won't come in as the proper site, right? Cool.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That finishes that right there. You spent all that BP. The very next thing you do as you finish that phase right there, and you can issue that edict, because who is it that issues that edict for you?
It would be my Grand Diplomat.
There you go.
Or
which
my
you actually have.
envoy, Elia Durama.
And that's why that's why you're going into Paradel. It's because that's where she's from.
That's not why, but it it helps a little bit, I guess.
Just go along with it, okay? That sounds
Okay,
cool.
fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Come on. All right.
Yeah.
And then the last phase is the third phase is the income phase. All right. So are you withdrawing any money from your treasury?
No.
Okay. Are you going to deposit any treasure or gold of your own into the treasury?
Nope.
Are you selling expensive items for BP?
Nope.
Then that goes to step 4, which is the final step. And usually with phase 3, it's no, and then collect taxes. You make an economy check, results divided by 3. So you already know how to do this with your macro. And your taxation is normal. So you go ahead and roll that.
There's a low roll.
Yep, you rolled garbage. So you gain 9 BP, bringing you back up to what, 10?
10. Yep.
Not bad. And this doesn't yet incorporate what chat's giving to you. That's all going to come in later on when the chat interaction takes over and viewers can actually impact the game beyond what Patreon's already done. And then the final phase, this is one of the easiest ones, is there is a 25% chance that an event happens. Why don't you hope that no event happens, because an event's about to happen? So you get to roll a D100 or ask somebody in chat to roll a D100 to see if an event happens. Again, in the future, a macro will take care of this.
No, I want him to roll for me.
But before he rolls, you have to ask. You have to tell Otto what's bad, high or low.
High is good.
Okay.
So low is bad.
All right. Otto will
me,
roll for you. Okay.
Above average.
So you have no issues. No event happens. But that does mean we want to mark the event phase for now, because you didn't have it. You kind of like make a note. That means next time it's a 75% chance, and it stays at 75 until an event happens and it drops to 25.
Chance of events.
And thus concludes our kingdom roll. In the future, that should take less than 5 minutes per kingdom, because you will already have plotted out in advance, and we don't have to explain it out as we go. Jake and Nick, any questions about that? Are you guys good? Cool.
I'm good.
Awesome. We're going to have events kind of like the kingdom rolls catch up to real time shortly. Let's just kind of like keep things, going for the sake of playing. So when last we left off, your characters had met for the first time inside the Clan Densho capital. You guys met there because there was supposed to be a meeting with some of the one of the clans from the north. It was actually Clan Zinquin was coming down to meet with each of you guys to potentially have a deal for you, a trade pact or something like that for the three of you. You were hoping that this would really impact your kingdom in a positive way. Unfortunately, it turns out that it was some sort of, at the very least, a distraction, at worst, an assassination attempt for the three of you as they invaded all three kingdoms simultaneously. With the three of you there, they underestimated the might of your combined, tenacity and ferocity of the three of you as people, as well as the Densho clan itself, and you were able to rebuke the actual attack against the kingdom itself. Jake made a defense roll, and it's kind of like things kind of role played out and whatnot with a couple of checks from there to rebuke the attempt. Furious with the situation and deciding that you need to, at the very least, work with one another because you know that all of your clans are being attacked, so you could, at the very least, if nobody else, you could trust each other in this moment. The three of you decide to make a pact. Somebody tries to cut their hand and do a blood pact, and everybody else is like, Jake's like, well, I've done it before. Why not? Sticks out his hand, and Nick's like, I think you're going to touch a dead body, and yeah, blood pact. And you guys do your little pact of blood there, whatever it was. And you head to the east to Clan Shadows. That's Tessel's clan, to try to make sure that everything is going to be on the up and up there. On your way there, you discover that whatever group, which apparently was the smallest group of insurgents that they had, broke off not just from attacking your actual town, your capital, if you will, but also attacked your, because you have to imagine there's a bunch of little thorps and whatnot all over that aren't even worth noting on the map. Also attacked your mines, and they had the mines kind of under siege with larger than your scouts initially anticipated, but smaller than you would have originally expected, a number of soldiers there. Unfortunately, Clan Kushibashi, the Kushibashi clan, took a bit of a loss. They suffered in their attempts to aid their ally, but in the end, you guys were able to rout your enemy and send them running, if not killing them in the attack. You then forced your way back into your main city or town, and got rid of all of the enemies that were there, taking it back under control, and raising an army bigger than, I guess, Narin would ever have expected, even though he's furious and wants to hunt down every person to the last. And you guys have every right to do so because they have gone against, I have to come up with a word for it, but broken the rules of war. In the Karak Kajinksi code, they've broken the rules of war, but you can't prove it yet. So rather than getting yourselves in trouble, you decide to let them escape and to just amass your strength and then head back to Clan Densho's capital with this army in tow to make sure that you can prepare to liberate the Kushibashi clan. You guys know, even though there's a considerable number of people you're going to have to go against from the reports that you received, perhaps 1,000 traveled down here to attack your three clans. You know that you're going to have to go against them, but you also know that that's going to have to be the big fight where you kind of put your foot down, if you will. Your characters had grabbed up that army. You head back to Clan Densho, as I had said before, and from there you were trying to put some details together, find out any bit of information that you possibly could from questioning the peoples from before. Please remind me, what details did I already give you from Clan Densho's advisors speaking?
Sorry, clues about what are we talking about?
The Clan Densho had asked questions to the prisoners that they had gathered from the original attack to Clan Densho.
You ended up telling us because I think one of whoever's got deep knows about poisons came and said it was on the cutlery.
Gotcha. That's right.
Yeah.
And they were you were trying to get the person that understands poisons to a degree to come down and also identify which poison it was. And were you?
They did. They told us.
It was Blue Winnis. Yep. So I remembered what it was, but they were able to identify which one it was, but it was a modified version that can be done by contact as opposed to by injury. Which function, how they did it, so on and so forth, you don't know. You guys don't have any poison masters with you, unfortunately, or doctors at least were in the area. Any other?
Didn't we did get like the lizard folk person did come to the thing now.
They're the ones that did that.
We do have a poison expert there.
Not expert, but somebody who understands it. Yeah, there's no like doctor or whatever, and that's why they were able to identify what the poison was, but couldn't go too many steps beyond that. And obviously you guys are saving samples of the poison and the fact that it happened to all of you guys and so on and so forth. And of course you have prisoners that can be questioned and they can verify the claims that you might make. From here, I imagine at this point in time, were there any other details that you might want to go over, say with one another, with the clan, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, before we actually call a clan meeting for the Densho clan, which I imagine that you're going to invite your two guests to be a part of. And when I say two guests, Kushibashi, that's Narin, you never actually brought with you any of your advisors, or you didn't keep with you. You sent her back, didn't you?
Correct.
And she snuck in, which is why you were able to get your other person over here. And Celsior, Tessel didn't bring any advisors back this way, did he? Because he gave them other tasks at home, correct?
So his brother would obviously be leading the army he has, right? He'd leave the other advisors at home, and his grand diplomat or an envoy is already in Densho clan because she stayed back to work on the alliance more formally.
That's right. Cool.
And he would be tasking her, like, as soon as he gets her, he would get, like, the papers, whatever he's written, for like, because he was in the capital, he was planning out the, like, I guess, message to the northern clans about them breaking the code. She would give him what he has and tell her to start, like, getting the case written.
So you want her to go into the task of starting to prepare paperwork to send that out there. That's actually an important task to go under. Now, I know in your little spreadsheets there, I did not add this tab to it, and that's something you're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks. And for that, I somewhat apologize. Give me 1 second to pull up the way that this is actually done from looking at the old Valorant sheet. And I'm going to have her rolling a check to see what quality of, because this isn't just simply a diplomacy check. This is actually an advisor task for her to send that information.
Could she not be assisted by one of my things as well?
One moment on that, sir. It's loading. So if I remember correctly, she's the one that has the history with the actual northern clans. Like her father has a history in dealing with them and so on and so forth, correct?
I think so.
Yeah, she's the actual Perrin woman.
Yeah, she's the Perrin that
was inspired by your speech. Yep. Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So that means that because every advisor that comes from Patreon, they actually are all going to come with, same as all the other ones from the previous Kingmaker campaign we did. They're all going to come with a focus and a flaw, like a special trait of their character, so something that they either get bonuses when they make advisor task rolls for and penalties. One of the things that she happens to have as a huge bonus as your envoy or grand diplomat, right, is that her father has dealings with the North, so that's like super useful for you guys. It's really bad when dealing with Paradel though. So you guys are you actually get a +2 for that. On top of that, she has what is her skill? It's diplomacy based, right?
Yes, and she's like really good at it.
Yeah. What's her actual ranks in diplomacy?
2, and then 12 from Misk.
Yeah, so that's a 14. So that's a 16 total, right?
+3, 16 from ranks, yeah. Or from modifiers.
Let me look at her. So we said diplomacy, right?
Yeah.
So there's a 14 +3 for her charisma. So she has a 17, huh?
Why does it say 20?
3 of it comes from it being a class skill.
Oh, okay.
Which is different. Which is different than when you're doing kingdom rolls, right?
No, yeah, that makes sense. I was forgetting to put that in. Yeah. Okay.
So anyway, so she has a +17 to the roll, and if they're actively supported on Patreon, they get an additional +1 for that. So she has an 18 on this roll, which is again disgustingly high. Right? Is that how it works over here? Oh no, it's for rank. It's every. How does this work? Every 5 it gives a 1. That's right. So she has a
+2.
Because again, I don't have the spreadsheet set up for her. So she has a. Wow, god damn it! So many tabs open.
She would have a +2 then because it would be 14.
Yep. So sorry, that's a 10, and then her charisma is a 3, so that's a 15, and then she supported, so that's a +6. So she has a +6 to this roll, and then because it's the focus of her, she has a +8. So you're going to be rolling a 1d20 plus 8 to this roll. And for the record, this is what you're asking for. This is a not that it really matters at this point, but you're doing a 1d. It's a stability check is technically what you're rolling, but it doesn't matter. So it's a 1d20 plus 8.
Can I let Sir Keegan roll it? It is his Patreon advisor.
Can what?
Can Sir Keegan roll it for me?
No, you got to roll it.
No. Okay. I tried Keegan. So d20 plus 8?
Correct. Just because in the future it's going to be a macro that you press.
Almost a 19.
Oh my god, I thought it was a 19 because I thought it stopped. Because you started reacting before I started stop rolling. Awesome. So the 17 on that roll to make this report, to put together her letter and so on and so forth and send it up there. And just an idea of the DCs for the event difficulties. It starts with a DC as low as a 0, which is self-sustaining, to an average is a 12, all the way up to an ungodly is a 35. A 19 actually falls between challenging and hard being 20, right? So it falls between those two. It's a pretty decent result for what you're going for. So, just trying to check this out here. Yeah. So if that minus that, cool. So if you are with your result right there, your plus of a 19, you actually 17 or 19, sorry.
17. Yeah, you said 17. A d20 plus 8. So
it's still between challenging and hard. There we go. So with that result right there, she gets together the best case that she can make with all the details that you have there, including sending some of the silverware as part of the parcel and with a runner heading north as quickly as possible. She herself not making the trek because, God forbid, she gets sacked heading north knowing that these things are going to happen. But obviously sending this person to the north is something that's going to be rather dangerous because they need to potentially be, you can imagine others are going to be looking out for you sending runners to the north. So they don't want to stop this from happening. It's scary that Steve is 36 gift subs away from making a demon or a devil in one of the campaigns, or I should say in the world. It's scary that Steve is that close. So moving on. You so with this result, you're sending that person up there, and that's what's one of the things that's affecting the DCs. We're gonna want to pull this this meeting with Jake's. Anything else you guys want to do before pulling this meeting with Jake's advisors? No, Nick, nothing.
Cool. I have my high priest. There's wait. Do we have? We don't. Yeah, he would just be tending to our own wounded. I guess that'd be about it.
Yeah. And it's been some time since the wounded or whatever happened. Cool. So having your high priest handle that. So we're actually going to want to call a meeting. This meeting is going to be, Jake, you can invite who it is that you'd like. For instance, you might not want to invite their advisors, whoever happens to be around. Maybe you only want to invite them as leaders because it's not the advisor's place to be. It's entirely up to you. It's your table.
The invitation is extended to them and their advisors because this concerns all three of us, all three cities. So open invitation.
Cool. And if we happen to name this this demon or devil or whatever ungodly creature that Steve happens to make something along the lines of Norway or something like that, I approve. Just to be clear, I do approve.
What about
that.
Lenny?
Right.
Sorry. Do I let him back in now?
Probably should.
I mean, he is the Messi of the campaign, so. Welcome back, Messi.
Oh, hi.
Hope you enjoyed your birthday on Saturday.
Yeah, it was lovely. Played he played. I forgot what he played, to be honest.
And there is one specific name that you are not allowed to name that demon or devil or whatever it is. And let's just say it's a new emote. You're not allowed to do that. That is a veto right now. Veto now. Okay? Veto already. Not happening, Steve. No.
Can we get scooters in chat,
No.
please?
Oh, I fucking hate you. So bad. I fucking hate you all. Oh,
The
my
auto
God.
bans are about to start coming in.
No, because it's an emote and I can't ban the emote.
Oh,
Oh. Oh my God. Do you know what the next emote she's making is? It's
It's the Brit shrug, right?
it's Brit Ugg.
Ugh.
Yeah, more or less Brittany being like, ugh. And she's actually met Brittany via Zoom call, so she actually can do a depiction of Brittany if she wanted to. So one of the few that has, so like a Brit Ugg. But that's going to go to this channel, not to Lost Initiative. So I'm not putting Brittany on LI. She's too good for LI. We put trash over there like Mortifer. So
so continue.
oh, sorry. So you're the one that's kind of leading this meeting. Obviously, I'm playing the various NPCs, and I'm going to struggle through getting to know each of them individually. It's not like Kingmaker where I guess I put one or two in at a time. So you're leading the meeting. You're leading. You can describe what the room's like and everything where it is that you're having this. Perhaps it's in your dance hall. Maybe that's where you have your meetings. So Jake, you take the lead, and I'll be the NPCs.
Oh, let me open my town. Let's sequester the tavern and clear it out and have our meeting there. Last time we were in the dance hall was most people got poisoned. So change of venue.
Better food in the tavern. Hot wings. Hot wings.
All right. So
Fried chocobo.
I was gonna say we've got a couple of dead ones we need to process.
It's true. It's true. By the way, Nick, what is your opinion, just like as an aside, what is you as a PC's opinion of a character eating their animal companion if they died?
That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. Okay, that'd be like me eating my dog, and
It's
being
free food.
and it's like it's not even like I raised this dog to eat it. It was like this dog died defending my life, and then I'm just, then it's kebab. Like it's fucking terrible.
See, I tried to argue that it'd be okay, but Norway, who made one of your advisors, I think is going to be very happy to hear your response when he wakes up. He's in Norway. When he wakes up, because he was very much in your camp. But I was just thinking of that episode in The Simpsons when Homer was eating the giant lobster. Do you remember that? It's like, what? I gave him a bath. No. You don't remember it? Do you? No? Yeah.
I remember the story that you told. You said this.
Well, listen, Zoomer. Okay.
It's an ancient.
Do we
text.
have to time out Anno so Scott still can be open to that Chinese market? Just saying, you don't want to get locked out of the Chinese market.
Everybody knows Anno's from Germany. Nobody's second guessing it. Like, yeah, that sounds like something he'd say. All right. So, all right. Take away, Jake.
Yeah, so all my advisors would be there, and theirs. And I kind of just open the meeting by saying, you've all had time to think. Naren, your kingdom, your city is under siege. What have you decided?
I think it would be wise to march as swiftly as possible while monitoring events in Eldamar, there's periodical raids, from the people of Eldamar, the half-men that come to raid the logging villages. They're going to have to defend against those raids, even if we have to instigate one. Throw rocks at the bee's nest, so to say. But wait for that event, or orchestrate it, and then pincer attack.
That is a very good idea. Do you have any spies or anyone able to instigate that, so we may prepare to simultaneously attack when they raid?
Shala should be able to get events in motion.
Shala, she's the one that went back to your city?
We should be able to get communication across.
Well, that would be plan A. Do we have a plan B?
Charge.
Tessel?
When he says charge, a couple of the advisors around the table are going,
Tessel would just be like, when you call his name, you could see he was like kind of half paying attention, and like he's fidgeting and like his legs going up and down. It would be smart.
During the gap of time where he's like thinking about his response, because he's kind of like fidgeting and whatnot, you guys hear kind of abruptly from across the table, I will just make myself the size of a tree, and I will smash them with the tree of bees' nests. The swarms will take down even the mightiest foes, and then I will defeat the armies myself, like I've done many times before.
Of course.
For I am Mortifer. Oh.
-1.
I actually forgot he was invited because I forgot he was an advisor.
So he actually did get the -1 advisor in there. It's just in charisma, and it's.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
You see, Tessel like was just kind of. He was like shocked for a moment that like what was just. He was interrupted when he was about to speak. But then, like, just this old man sitting on the meeting, he looks at him and then looks back at Varix. Shakes his head, like, to, like, recover his thoughts. I believe it would be smart to instigate a two-pronged attack, one from an unknowing ally. Other options, they may not know we have united. We could play them. Say my men have fallen and have joined in their army. They may not know what has happened in my clan. And these men may follow their commands.
That may be all well and good had we destroyed the retreating men from your city. However, in letting them go, would you be comfortable sending your men to their possible execution before they're able to fight?
I believe Warlord Kushibashi. He has his spy master within the walls of his city. If we can get information on their knowledge, then we can make a better decision.
Time is also lives.
Yeah,
How much time do they have?
We don't know. All we can do is act on the information we have.
either way, they're going to have sent reinforcements to try to, secure whatever holdings they were hoping to get. So I would imagine that, the hour is nigh. We need to move.
There is one other way. You have contacts in your city still. We could spread the information that most of my men have gone to Shadow Tessel's city, leaving my city wide open. And when they send a force, we could intercept them, reduce their numbers,
We could
Depends
try
on how
to
quickly you could get information around.
execute all three of these plans. None of them interfere with each other, and as long as any of them work, we're at a significant advantage.
Yes, I think the best play is
Wait.
trying to hit them from both sides with the raid coming from the forest. If we can empty out any force of men before that happens to reduce the numbers would be favorable. It is not my place to say what Shadow Tessel does with his men, but I would advise against sending them there.
You see, like when you say that, like Shado ends up like shooting up out of his seat and starts pacing for a moment. How many? Was the enemy army wearing like a uniform?
I mean, the clan's colors and so on and so forth. Yeah.
How many of those uniforms do we have here after the army was?
They're injured. They're and whatnot, but there are uniforms here. Reminder, again, dressing in your enemy's colors and whatnot would be considered a violation of war rules, but you are trying to make a case that you can do whatever you want, and on the counter of that, who says you're going to get caught? Continue.
Depending on how many uniforms of their colors we have, I can send it a smaller elite force into the city under guise.
I'm thinking we use Jake's plan to try to lure out some of their forces to recapture Clan Shado. You have your disguised troops meet up with them on the way, saying that they're coming from your territory, and then that small group of soldiers gets taken out, and then we try to execute my plan as well.
I would like to interject at this point and say that I actually agree with what it is that he's saying. This is actually Irithel Brask. The idea of dressing in the colors of another clan without having verification, without it being known that we can get away with such tactics is foolish. There would be the fall of 3 clans for the attack of 1. That's not a good plan. It's a rather bold statement from somebody to a clan warlord, right? So this person's kind of almost pushing a little far against you, but you can actually make a you, sir, can make a knowledge warlords check. This is Tessel.
Yeah. Okay.
So you actually, Irithel Brask, you can actually tell from looking at this person that this person's clearly not from around here just by looking at them. It's like they're a bit older, sure, not very old, but they're a bit older, sure. Kind of like beaten down. I mean, you've heard the description of everything beforehand. Their skin is kind of like very pale. They look a bit sickly, et cetera, et cetera. But you get the impression that this person's not from these southern clans. This is somebody who actually probably has a history from the northern clans based off of the very worn and battered but clothing that they choose to wear and so on. So this is somebody who's carrying not just the weight of whatever position he is, but probably whatever history his family has.
Shadow nods. Then so be it. We act as one.
The question is, and this is Urzog, am I staying to defend our land, or am I going to lead the charge?
Well, are we combining into a larger force, or will we each take our own men?
That was to you guys. Mm-hmm.
I think it's prudent to combine.
If we unite, if I may be bold, I may ask my brother leads the united force.
We're going to liberate my home city. I'm to ride under the banner of not even a warlord.
My brother is a trained military leader. He has education in this and has been leading men for the last 10 or so years.
I am a trained military leader, and I've
Then
been
you may
leading
lead.
men. All right.
Tessel, roll sense motive. Never mind. Continue.
Then so be it. I wasn't aware of your background, Warlord Kushibashi. Excuse my insults.
Very well.
Okay.
So it's just one force. There's not two, because I thought you were I thought the elites were in under their own banner.
If you guys just took all of your numbers and smashed them together as one army, you can do that. But as it stands right now, you both have two different factions. You have your elites and your army. He has his elites and his army. You know what I mean? So you guys are
my elites are staying with my city.
correct.
They are holding the city, but Tessels are going.
If you
in the attack.
if you combine your forces, then that's just for the sake of like hey, we're doing it all at once. Yay. You know, it's just kind of like the numbers just get squished to hit the bigger number. So.
Mm-hmm. We would have 500 men in one army and then 50.
But the elites have bonuses of their own. That's why I'm wondering if they would go in their own as their own army.
Depends on whether or not your whatever Nick can get and so on and so forth helps to have it as getting us to say 1,000 mark or whatever it might be. But are you just saying smash the armies together and just keep the elites separate? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Right.
So your brother may lead your elites while Kushiboshi Naren leads the main force.
God damn it. Chat, I'm so sorry. My camera, I haven't had time to set up my damn fans. I set up my camera on the final of the new stand, so it's no longer blowjob cam style. So it's actually like directly in front of me instead of like it's actually like right here instead of being like you know, way up here and looking down. Unfortunately, I haven't had time to set up my little what's it called yet? My little fans to keep it from overheating, so I didn't notice it was overheating. I'll finish setting up the rest of my shit the next couple of days. I couldn't set up the shit without having received, you know, my at least finishing the Patreon VODs, which I'm almost done with. God, I think there's gonna be more Patreon VODs this month than there are days in the month. That's a lot. So, okay, continue.
Yes.
So,
all right.
Shadow Naito will command your elites, your 50 elites, and Naren will take the bulk of the force.
He nods.
Correct?
Excellent. Let's execute.
Okay. I would then address Urzog and say, Urzog, you are tasked with defending Kabe. Do not let it fall. Do not fail me. I wish to return home when I'm finished.
Does anybody else have the impression that, because we've all seen Nick's session 0 and how he rolled session 1, is anybody else having a Leon Jaeger during the Adirian Civil War feeling happening at the moment? Anybody else kind of like feeling that moment happening? Like where Nick's gonna be like, I'm the greatest leader, and he just rolls garbage. And you have this like army of like 50 elites just kind of rolls in and kills everything, while the army of 500 just gets annihilated. Like, can we like do a prediction of that?
We can actually.
Let's not yet. Well, we do a prediction now.
Have you set it up yet?
Well, you can do the prediction right now. You just slash prediction. You just set it up as a mod. You can do that.
Slash.
Oh, nice. Do you want to set it up, Sal?
Oh wow, Jake's sitting there like I don't know how to spell predictions, so I'm just going to
Slash prediction. Okay.
I'm not wrong, am I?
You are wrong.
Oh yeah, spell it for us. Go ahead.
PRRELV.
Never mind, I take it back. Convict.
Convict.
You got me.
See, it's becoming a thing.
Yep, it's a thing now. Yep. Everybody in Discord's Phil except for you. You're convict. So
will Nick roll well?
oh well. Will he be an embarrassment? Let's. All right. So, anyways, let's.
I think the better question is how bad will I fail? It's not whether or not I'm gonna fail.
It's
how bad.
It's a yes or no question.
So
I don't think you can do more than two choices. I think you can only do two choices of predictions.
What army does better? That's
there you go. All right, cool. All right, let's keep going. So you got kind of finishing up this meeting, looking up at the table and seeing how people are feeling about it. So obviously Urzog understands that he's staying here. He's about the stability of the nation, so on and so forth. That is an honor because he is controlling the clan effectively while you're gone, or at least the militaristic and kind of like that kind of leadership during a time of war part of it. Aurorum obviously is happy with the situation as it is. I just need to double check something because we're going over Jake's leaders. It's the first time I was really seeing them. Aurorum, who I made this morning, and I can't remember. Aurorum is the... yes. Aurorum, an old faithful friend of yours, so on and so forth, will always be looking to defend your nation from the concerns from beyond. Then you have Mortifer, who's more than happy to defend the place. He'll smash every conversation he could possibly get his hands on. Irithel says... before we adjourn this gathering, perhaps what we should speak upon, Warlord, is the news from the north. Shall I try to see what information I can have, or shall we keep our fingers out of it, lest we have too many concerned eyes looking our way?
This is Irithel, was it?
Correct. Remember, he was the one that made a comment about somebody else and so on and so forth earlier.
Yeah. So he's suggesting staying out of contacting the North and leaving it to. He
was actually upset with the general for not having information. And you're like, well, maybe you should look to it. He's like, I'll gladly take that responsibility from somebody else. And yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, no, I already told him that he's the spy master. So not only is he now looking south, he's looking north to start setting up contacts.
So with that confirmation, and obviously he kind of was doing it beforehand, he's going to make sure that's being taken care of. So you kind of want to write that down, spy master task, look to the north. And then Sarash would actually come to you, would be asking... obviously, with the massacre of the armies, it's going to have a cost from our treasury, which has a bit to spare in the matter. My question is, should we be looking to properly arm our men with additional assets, perhaps ranged weapons and the like, bows, spears, crossbows, or shall we just be leaving it to their might and force?
We did receive a shipment of weapons from Shadow Tessel. I already tasked you with that. What did they provide? They provide ranged weaponry?
It just goes into a, blah, right? So it becomes a mass. So he originally delivered you 3 BP, and the army that you're trying to pull together is what, 500 soldiers? Correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like, yes, that's exactly what it
I assume my 200 men would have weapons for my clan.
Ranged weapons simply increase the consumption of it costs 2 to put there, and increases the consumption by 1. So in short, he paid the cost with that 3 BP, which I don't think you even applied to your character sheet, to your...
I did not.
Yeah, because you knew it was going to be specifically as weapons. So it costs 2 BP to put it on an army. I'm going to get to see if it's multiplied or not in a second. And increases the consumption by 1. So army resources, the cost of resource doesn't end when you purchase it. So costs are for a medium army. Resources for smaller or larger are scaled. So if it's a large army, which isn't 500 soldiers, a large army?
I believe so. I need to pull it up though.
So it's 2 times that cost. So the costs are listed for, so resources for a larger army cost proportionately more. So it actually costs 4 BP.
Oh, it's a huge army.
Oh, 500 is huge?
Yes.
Okay, so it's 4 times. So putting ranged weapons in all of them is 8 BP, and but it increases consumption by 1, as you know. So it costs 8 BP to put it there. So he spent 3. So that means there's 5 BP left in cost to make this happen. Who's covering that remaining 5?
Didn't I give Jake 4?
Yeah, you covered the cost of the actual party.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
So Jake, you're gonna cover the other 5?
Fuck no.
They already gave you BP.
Shado would
I
put.
spent 4 BP on the stupid poison feast. All right.
Hey, listen. Okay, listen. Shado would put.
I don't got the BP for that. All right.
How much?
Your guys' economy is you guys' economy is a lot better. I still spend 20 to reduce my consumption. My consumption's sitting at. You're about to tell me 7.
Chat. Jake is saying, please don't give me any more BP.
So, Shado would pay 2 more BP.
I'll put 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So 2 more. Okay.
Yeah.
You have more of the men there, but Shado's gonna put in more.
I was gonna tell you, you can't make the coochie pay. All right. Listen. You
don't got a kingdom for us right now to get paid from.
Yeah.
Nick, it's like going out to dinner with Neil and his girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever he's seeing at the time, right? He shows up, they eat, and then get drinks, and then they leave before the bill comes, and you're like, so who the fuck's covering that asshole? Like, who's paying this bill?
The cost of him leaving though is well worth it. So.
You know what? Fair enough.
Otherwise, they're both on your couch for like 3 weeks. It's real awkward. You need the couch is just gone. You need a new couch now.
Honestly, just burn the couch. Just burn the couch. Release it into the atmosphere. The planet deserves to suffer. Okay.
So I've subtracted that from my treasury.
Yeah, you subtracted 3. He did 2. Very good.
I did.
I don't see it subtracted. I still see 35.
The cheapskate of Warlord Densho. Like, come on. He's literally like he's like a coupon mom.
To be clear, we're spelling Neil Neal, not Neil, or however. Now, how does your cousin spell it?
It's Neil, I believe.
Yeah, Neil, as opposed to Neil, which is the We're doing not the Brit one. We're doing the other one. Yeah. It took literally a year and a half for my phone to start spelling Neil the other way, and even to this day, if I write Ollie, it still changes it to oil. Or Okie. I don't know why. It changes to oil and Okie on my phone. Like, why Okie?
It's because you're American. That's why it's oil.
We're all American.
Don't you live down south?
I do live in the south.
You're in like the Bible Belt, aren't you?
Georgia.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I don't live in Georgia. What do you mean?
Oh, are you the Carolina? No, you're Georgia.
I live in North Carolina.
Oh, North Carolina.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's also the Bible Belt.
Yeah, but I live in the parts of the state that aren't the Bible parts of the state.
I was gonna say, like, can the women there still vote?
Yeah.
Like, you guys haven't taken that away yet? And I think you took away all the other rights they won.
You know what, dude? Like, I don't want to get into it because
that was Georgia, to be clear, but yeah.
They tried some really, really bad bad voting stuff in my state like a year ago. Okay, and it was like really bad.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped.
Oh God.
Anyway,
let's continue. So you guys are, so you kind of getting this all together. You arm the army with ranged weapons. And the important thing about ranged weapons for those who don't understand, which is mostly Nick, but also maybe Cell, is that ranged weapons allow combat to happen at a distance. So there's actually an additional layer or 2 of combat that can happen before they have the ability to harm you if they themselves aren't also armed at ranged weapons. But more important than that, because if they have ranged weapons as well, all it means is that, so combat's neutral. But if you don't have ranged weapons and they do, oh boy, you can get spanked before you can even touch them. It sucks. All right, let's continue. So you're amassing your army and kind of preparing it. You have this meeting that draws out for, a few hours time and so on and so forth. And finally, it's adjourned with an understanding of what it is that's happening. Plan A is specifically to, let's make sure that we made this plain and simple without the RP. We were originally talking about wanting to more or less kick the bee's nest, right? But you're also talking about trying to draw out their soldiers. What's the initial tactic that we're going to be playing through right now?
So it's spreading rumors that Jake City is undefended completely. We're going to see if that takes action. And then also while that's happening or the tail end of the execution of that plan, we're going to kick the bee's nest to get a raid going. And then we're going to pincer attack and clean up.
Okay, so you want to spread those rumors? I think it's Shala that does that for you, right? No,
correct.
Yeah, rumor empathy. Yeah. So, and Nick, can you do me a favor? I think your volume is auto adjusting again because Windows just had an update. If you want to in Zoom right next to the microphone, press the up arrow, press audio settings and uncheck the box that says auto adjust volume. While we're doing that. This says here, I'm going to read this, okay? A deity can alter the flow and spread of rumors in their favor. This function is similar to wild empathy, except that it takes 1 day, 8 hours of work instead of 1 minute. And it affects general tenor of a rumor instead of a wild animal. A successful rumor empathy check allows a dandy to increase or decrease the rumor's tone by 1 step. For example, it can make The difficulty of influencing a rumor depends on the size. So, what is the actual size of your settlement? Is it a village still?
Yeah.
So that means a DC 15 is actually in a village, which is actually not that bad. Their ability to roll this, by the way, it's can you look up wild empathy, Nick? Pathfinder, Druid, look up wild empathy for how the modifier is, because I don't think I actually have that written in here, which is kind of dumb of me. While you're doing that, I'm going to look up something else, which is Edicts. It's actually, I think, in the other book. If one of you find it before me, probably sell. We're actually looking for the Edict for Espionage.
Okay, yeah.
There it is. So I think this is under Ultimate Rulership.
Espionage, yep, page
9. Yeah. Let's see what we can find out.
Yeah, so it's basically just wild empathy, just lets you use diplomacy with charisma to alter the.
So it's charisma plus what?
That's it. It's just make a check. 1d20 adds her.
Well, she has a plus charisma.
Adds her level plus charisma.
So she has a plus. So she has a +4. Okay,
right, yeah.
Cool. So we'll do that in a minute. First, we have to start the rumor, and then she gets to actually. So not only does she get to do an edict of starting a rumor, but she also gets to fan the flames of that rumor and so on and so forth as well, which is really freaking cool. All right, so you said page 9, sir. So I'm in page 9. Edicts, issuing edicts, fiefdom.
It is not on that page.
I know.
That's what it said.
I'm kind of annoyed by that too. I'm like, wait, what?
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to find it. Oh, you know what's funny? It's actually PDF page 9, not book page 9. Book page is 5. That's so weird. But okay. So Espionage Edict is here we go. So cost to issue an Espionage Edict varies on the what it is you're trying to do. So gather public information, discover minor secrets, major secrets, discover vital secrets. Other acts of espionage. The base cost is increased by 1d4 BP for every 5 points of the DC modifier. So let's see what it is you're trying to do. Sabotage building, organize crime spree, foment unrest. Your spies add 1d4 unrest to the target kingdom. Bribe mercenaries is a fun one. So you're probably trying to discover a secret, Nick, right? What is it you're trying to do with this? Go ahead.
Yeah, so she was, it was misinformation. So you could roll it under causing unrest or...
So spreading rumor or scandal. Your agent starts a whispering campaign that breeds mistrust and gossip, reducing loyalty in society by 1. Don't worry about that because you're not worried about your own kingdom. You're worried about the people infiltrating it, and also increasing the target's fame or decreasing fame or increasing infamy by 1. So there's that one. Then there's organized crime spree. That's probably more what you want to do, which is reduce the economy by 1, increase crime by 1, which also loses 1d4, 1d6 BP from the treasury. There's kind of a thing, or foment unrest, adds 1d3 unrest in target kingdom. So it's probably unrest, right? That's going to affect the morale. So the actual DC for all of this, I'm trying to find the actual DCs for this. So you have the cost. Dude, causing mercenaries to switch sides is an amazing attempt. Let's be honest here. That's fucking... I see DC plus XYZ, but is that supposed to be what's the DC that you're rolling against?
What?
So in addition to edicts, official edicts. These edicts may affect an entire kingdom or a single city in your domain, in addition to diplomatic exploration and official of the country.
It's you're spreading a rumor, right?
Correct.
So it would be DC +5.
DC what? +5.
Let's see.
The target DC for an espionage edict is impacted by corruption, law, the city's positive, a modifier may increase or decrease. But what is the base DC?
Stability.
It could be. It could be you going against that kingdom's stability.
The success of an espionage edict is determined by economy, loyalty, and stability checks. If all checks are successful, the mission is a great success, and the PC gains the 2 pieces of information. Checks.
If 2 are successful, it meets the objectives, acquiring the desired piece of information or having the desired effect. If only 1 check, the mission fails. Yep, but it doesn't give us the base DC.
I think it would just be your.
It's probably your own stability check, your own kingdom checks, because that's usually how you control everything against your own kingdom. Okay. So, sir, what you're doing for this espionage, you're actually you do an economy, loyalty, and stability check against your own. If you're trying to foment unrest, it's going to be DC +5 against your own kingdom. Control DC, right? Because that's kind of everything you're rolling against. So, yeah, cool. What do you want to do, sir? Is discover minor secret, major secret, discover vital secret, bribe mercenaries, foment unrest, organize crime spree, sabotage, supposed to be building or improvements, but whatever. Spread rumor. Talk to me here.
I'm guessing spread rumor, right? That was the plan.
Okay, what's the rumor you want to spread?
That Jake City is undefended.
Oh, yep, perfect, awesome. So it's DC +5. So your kingdom's DC, control DC is 29, +5 equals a 34 you're rolling against. Okay. Let me actually look at your sheets. And the BP for spreading a rumor is 1 plus BP. Other acts of espionage, the base BP is increased by 1d4 for every point. Okay, so it's BP is 1 plus 1d4.
I'll roll that.
That's how much you're spending. Oh, you didn't do 1 plus. That's 5. BP is what you're spending. But here's the good news. With the rumor spreading, because of Shala's ability with rumor mongering, she can make a rumor empathy check. And if she succeeds with her rumor empathy, then that what I would say is it actually the effect of her rumor empathy, because a successful rumor empathy check allows the dandy to increase or decrease the rumor's tone by 1 step. For example, you can make an indifferent rumor friendly and so on and so forth. What I would actually say is if she succeeds, it reduces the actual DC by 5. So you're not going to increase your control DC. So she's rolling a 1d20 plus 4. And we're going to make that, I'll make it a click on her character sheet for the future. 1d20 plus 4 against a DC 15. We don't have luck dice yet in this campaign, unfortunately.
You guys ready for this? I can't see it.
Huzzah.
23.
Wow.
Nice.
Huzzah.
Wow.
Well
You need to
done.
roll that later.
She crushed it. Is there any rule for beating it by 5 or more? The DC is increased by 5 for the number of days. Wait. So the difficulty of influencing a rumor depends on the size. The DC is 15 for village or small. The DC increases by 5, and the number of days required to attempt the trick increases by 2 for every size category larger than a village, to a maximum of da-da-da. If the rumor only spreads throughout the smallest population, use the population da-da-da-da. The DC also increases by 10 if the rumor is about the dandy themselves. So, okay, cool. So you are 6. So your control DC is what you're rolling against. Cool. So Nick, the first thing you're doing is you're gonna roll all of your checks. Your character has all of his kingdom slots filled currently. So you're rolling with good luck on this one. Your checks aren't the greatest. Yeah, is there any way to modify your kingdom at all? Were you able to grab the feat to make you the general as well as the leader, or no? We actually should go over this really quickly.
That's a good question.
First 3 sessions are always the slowest. I'm sorry, everybody.
What was the name of that feat again?
Oh,
I think I did.
I'm actually looking at you.
Natural-born leader.
Nope, that's not the right one. Looking at your, so you have skill focus warlord. That's funny. Skill focus warlord. I just clicked on your sheet to give you a modifier +1. Did you have to choose skill focus? What race are you?
Yes.
Yes, that's right. You had to because of your race. That's right. Paired opportunist, I think, came with your
class feature.
No, that's a first level feat. You chose that as your basic first level feat.
No, that's a class.
It says first next to it. It says
so I had to choose a teamwork.
Combat feat.
Yeah, a teamwork feat.
But you choose a teamwork feat as your bonus feat, which is mounted combat or whatever, right?
I think bonus feat was mounted combat. Yeah.
Where was the forced teamwork feat from?
Cavalier.
So
yeah, that was from the class. This was level 1. It's just
you label them in ways that I don't like.
I followed Scott's labeling system.
I've labeled them the same way for we're talking decades too. You can check the old character sheets. It's funny because Nick's old character sheets, if you look at them, you can see my handwriting and label them correctly.
Yeah, natural ruler was charisma, and I'm pretty sure that's the one where I can fill 2 slots.
Yeah, so paired opportunist is probably from Cavalier. So let's label this correctly for me, just for the sake of now. Cav. Gave you paired opportunist. Skill focus came from race, so RC for race. Bonus feat that came from fighter, or whatever your class is, whatever that came from. Ride by attack, I'm not sure that came. It's third. That's your third level feat. I think natural ruler was your actual first level feat. Your actual your actual I am a first level character feat. So that goes up here. And wild empathy is, funny enough, not a feat, but put up there, which is fine. So that's what you have. So natural ruler was your first level feat. Ride by attack was your third level feat. Then you have bonus feat there, cavalier there. Cool. So
I'm gonna undo all these edits later, just to infuriate him.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like a lot of extra work on your part.
Yeah, I know. That's clearly a lie. I'm not going to do any of that.
Okay, cool. Now we have it modified so it makes sense. Wild empathy is just in the wrong spot, but we can always fix that later on. Cool. So that is there. So yeah, you would have to get rid of ride by attack to make room for the feat that allows you to be the general of both things. I wasn't sure if that was something that you actually wanted to do or something we talked about, but yeah, you were weighing the options between that and ride by attack.
I can't do that. I'm already terrible, and I have to be good at something.
Being a leader.
Yes. Yeah. But my roles dictate that, so.
No, oh, good point. Ouch. So, all right, cool. So your position is currently where it is because everything is even across the board. So you're going to roll for me first, Nick. And because I don't have a macro fully set for exactly this, why don't you go ahead and roll /roll 1d20 plus 26. Well, you just, that's the low roll. We got out of the way and you still succeeded. Okay?
Right.
One success. Okay. Good job, team. Now you have to roll. The next 2 rolls are going to be 1d20 plus 14 against a DC 19.
With 29.
All you need is one success.
That's you need to roll a 15?
1d20 plus 14. Yeah.
At least he has a good economy.
Huzzah! Oh my God, that's amazing. All right, cool. Now let's see if you can make it so that that's Can you do it again?
All right.
Because if you do, you get additional success.
It's the same roll, so. Jeez.
Chat.
Yes.
Chat, can we give this man some BP or something? Like, this is amazing. This is amazing.
So just to be clear, this is because my actual character is not involved in this. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason there's success.
Oh my God, this is amazing. So let's actually read what this says. If all 3 checks are successful, the mission is a great success. The PC's kingdom gains 2 pieces of information in the category below, or espionage has double the listed effect. So spread rumor and scandal. Your agent. So your rumor specifically was to say that Jake's kingdom is unguarded, has no guards or anything like that there. And any additional thing you want to add on there?
Gee, what's something good we can do, guys?
I thought of one. I'll if you guys can't think of anything, I'll give you a wisdom. You can roll a wisdom check or an intelligence check for me to give you the idea.
I don't know. Is there any way we can get them to burn all their ranged combat capability on pursuing this rumor?
I'll roll an intelligence check if you want us to. Is that a yes?
Can't spreading. Oh, we could spread rumors that there's going to be a raid, and like as in maybe they could, split their force, send some to Densho, and send some into the forest to stop a raid that hasn't even happened yet, and it might get the Hafue angry at them for doing that, aiding us more anyway.
I mean, They probably wouldn't send their soldiers in there. You guys would probably know that, but at the very least, you could have their soldiers, for the most part, posted on the west instead of the east, and you guys would attack from the east. So it keeps them a little bit removed from the combat. But yeah,
that's all I can think of. If you've got anything better, or you want to roll your intelligence check.
Yeah, we'll give it I'll roll the intelligence check because I'm not feeling very intelligent at the moment.
Dude. It was amazing. That counts as a 44. Too bad there wasn't an economy check for money, right? While doing crushing,
God.
Here's my intelligence check. What is going on?
Those rolls.
What is going on?
Oh man, this is you are in Neil's spot. You're in Neil's spot.
I'm probably gonna die tonight.
Is that why I'm cursed with bad rolls in this game?
This is my last game.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, I love that mug. I've never seen that mug before. That's pretty cool. Yeah, hold it up. Hold it up. Yeah, that's super cool. Looks like the Dragon Ball Z dragon.
It's the handmade King Richard's Fair.
Dude, I miss King Richard's Fair. I can't wait to bring Rory there. Maybe this October. Maybe. We'll see how things go with COVID. So, anyway, so back to the game. We were trying to get tickets just to go to the Museum of Science tomorrow, and it doesn't even fucking. Anyway, so back to the game. So you actually realize that not only could you spread the rumor that the clan is undefended, you could spread the rumor that the clan rallied its army and brought it to liberate Clan Shadow, which is true, and got annihilated by Clan Shadow. Or Clan Shadow's soldiers are in theory heading back that way, countering a rumor pertaining to whatever it is that they did, whatever information they might bring.
What's on you, Nick?
That's such a cop-out move, Jake. Thanks.
You're the one with the brain, dude. You're the one with the brain blast. Okay.
Exactly. That means I get to use the collective hive. You
Listen.
guys are fucking duds.
Jake has a task every session. He needs to talk less than 10 minutes.
I was gonna say, like, there's no value to add because we're not mugging somebody or selling drugs. Fucking convict.
Or cool. Or cool.
Or cool.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I don't know if Varix would be okay with saying his clan's army was annihilated by mine. I feel like
I
that would hurt his. That would be like against like his pride.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can
But
do that.
the
That's all right.
countering of the other one would be smart. But I mean, it's your rumor. You know what I mean? If you want to say that, you can.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go with we'll go with that Shada went to go liberate and then it was wiped out. So let's stick with that. Let's not try to overcomplicate it. I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Awesome. And what I was going to say is Jake is about as good as RP as Australia is at trade deals with China. So I don't know if
Are you saying that we were really good until just recently? Like they pretty much drove our economy, you know, through the GFC. We didn't have what you guys had over there, you know. We didn't crash.
Success.
And then lately, it's just gone to shit.
up and up and up.
Well, you know,
I see what you're saying.
as long
To
as
the moon.
as long as the beef market still stays good, I visited China, and the only way to get anything that tastes remotely like beef is if it's flown in from Australia. I don't know.
It's not beef, by the way.
They hit our exports a bit. Our meat exports.
But you can get McNuggets at a Burger King in China, which is amazing.
Wait, what?
You can get McDonald's chicken nuggets at a Burger King in China because laws don't matter. So it's a beautiful thing.
That's amazing.
It is.
They're like hurts me. Wait, hold on. Can I get a Happy Meal with Pokemon cards at a Burger King or a Wendy's? Can I get it at Wendy's?
I only saw one Wendy's. There's a lot of KFC. I'm not gonna lie. It's just a lot of KFC.
I got a 4 for $4 at McDonald's.
Anyways, let's move on. So you guys are so you amass this plan. You send word back home to Monger to spread these rumors, and not only is Shala successful at doing so because you rolled friggin' incredible, on top of that, Shala crushed it with her own personal ability to, I won't lie, I'm very happy I made Shala the way I did. She's pretty awesome. The way she snuck in there and just took it over like a boss, that's amazing. Shala's pretty cool. So she went in there and I was sitting there thinking to myself, what are we going to do with this? And I was like, Espionage Edicts! This is amazing! So, she goes in there and kind of takes it over like a boss and starts spreading these rumors. Things are down, starts, kind of getting that happening. You guys have your meeting, you get the armies amassed, and you start trying to travel beyond. Because of the size of an actual army, I believe your travel rate is 1 when you're looking at an actual army. So that being said, I'm actually going to go and find it. Your army is considered huge size, correct?
Yes.
So the consumption of a huge-sized army, to be clear, is actually a 3 because you have so you pay 3 every week, which is every seven days. 3 must be spent to maintain this army. What's the other army you have? The army of elites.
Yeah.
How many is in there? Which is what?
Small.
Small. Small. Let me just double check something really quickly. Just trying to find my elites. Are they? They're not mounted, right? Yeah, no, they wouldn't be mounted for you guys.
Nope.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just dumb. Here we go. Elite Army Commandos. So medium size. So usually you don't have to pay a recruitment cost because you're going with your own elites. So their consumption is actually only a 1. So you're actually fine there. And it's with your elites. Did you give them any additional armaments or the like?
I just assumed they would probably be just kitted with like some of the better weapons we have, I imagine.
So if you wanted to give them, what's the word I'm looking for? If you wanted to give them, say, things like ranged weapons, it would actually only cost 1 because it's half as much, right? It only costs 1 BP to do so and increase their consumption from excuse me, 1 to 2.
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay, so you spend the 1 BP to arm them with ranged weapons, and their consumption's 2, and your huge army's consumption is whatever I just said it was a minute ago.
It would be 3. It'd be 4 now because they have bows, right? A huge army.
The huge army is a total of 3. Mm-hmm.
Total of 3. Okay.
Yep. So with a 3 and a 2, you have a consumption of 5 a week to maintain these 2 armies. We'll worry about that afterwards because the army was just raised, so you don't have to pay anything yet. The armies travel at the rate of 1 hex a day. So you're actually back to looking at the actual map. The army was initially raised over here and traveled 5 hexes to get over to, because you're not on a highway, so it travels at the basic pace. 5 hexes to get over here. That's not the first army, so I'm not going to start charging you guys anything until you leave this hex here to start heading to Clan Kushibashi. Now, here's the big question. Make sure that you change your cursor over to the measure stick so you're not moving your hexes. How do you want to get to Kushibashi? Because you're trying to say that they've been decimated, that this clan is currently undefended, so on and so forth. You're saying those things. Where do you want Jake to have his defense army situated? And, which maybe his capital, maybe his tower to the east. Which direction do you want to attack their army from? These are important factors.
Well, realistically...
Oh, and Nick, I'm so sorry. On the left-hand side of roll 20, there's a little thing that kind of looks like Pac-Man with his tongue sticking out or whatever. You click that to use the ruler thing you see us using. Back to you. I'm sorry.
I was going to say we should skirt Eldamar because part of the plan is to incite them into assaulting the city. So, but then we were going to try to pincer actually. So we may want to circle around the other way.
I don't think you were having.
What we're going to do first is we're hoping a portion of the army, however many they send, is going to come for Kabe. So we should obviously we'd have scouts along the road that could report any movement. So once there was movement started, I'm thinking maybe the elites could be, depending if they come down the road, we could be, I have a watchtower there, but it's also right next to a hill so there's probably terrain where we could kind of hide. And if we have the elites, close by, they could see the elites see, there's 50, draw into an attack, and then we could hit them from the other side as well.
To take this back half a tick, unless I'm mistaken, the elites have the job of going into the woods and kicking the bee's nest, right? And your army is the one that's supposed to be handling their army, correct? So kind of going with what you were describing, you would more or less have both armies travel up like this, and then if you wanted to try to stay out of sight while scouting, you can come up to the hill and take the hill and hold it. Doesn't belong to anybody, but hills are also a defensive position, rougher terrain, blah, 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 blah. And then as they kind of start making their own trek, which they'd be coming kind of, down this way, you're assuming, to head to your capital, right? You'd then be able to have the opportunity to ambush them. You can wait until, because your scouts would see them once they're here, right? Continue to watch and plot when they're here, and then you can attack them when they're in either one of these locations, allowing you the opportunity to make sure you attack them without these people noticing. Mm-hmm. And then you have the option, after you defeated them, assuming that goes well, your primary army can kind of come back to the east, travel upwards, and then come in that way, right? That's your big force, whereas your small, what are they called, elites, could potentially come to the west, travel up, kick the bee's nest, and then try to bring it in this way. Now, is this along the line? I'm trying to kind of dissect what it is that you guys are trying to describe to do, and also put it in terms of a mechanics that you guys are currently learning, because it's, session 2. Does that sound about right for what you were hoping to do?
I think that's pretty good. Does anybody?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, that's what
Cool. Awesome. The only way that things can go poorly is if bad checks are made or so on and so forth. Again, we're not rolling in the full combat rules. We're not doing that till like session 8 or so. So this is all very rules light. Later on, we're going to deal with like rungs of power and hold positions of commanders, and we're not worried about that. These are the rules very light for now. Continuing on. So that being said, your characters travel at the rate of 1 per right now. So it's 4 days for you guys to travel upwards and to here. And Jake, I think you amassed your entire army around your capital to make sure it's defended, especially since you're given the rumor that it is unguarded at the moment. Okay. So your, what is it? What did I say it was? Sorry, 4 days?
My elites are still in my.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're guarding. So his elites and the army of 500 are coming to the hill. Making it to the hill, there's no checks or anything like that. You guys just successfully march there. As for being able to do scouting, again, there's rules for scouting, but we're keeping things very simple for now. So just for the basic idea of scouting, we're going to take whoever's commanding the scouting party. So you imagine the scouts are actually coming from the elites. That person is going to be the one making the actual check. That person is going to be making a morale check for the party. Let's kind of dip in for a second to how morale works in mass combat. This is, again, the simplified rules. Morale. Where are you, morale?
I am morale.
There you are. No, that's more than 2 hours. Why the hell can't I find morale? Also, nice. I'm searching for. Oh, here we go. Morale check is DC 20 plus commander's modifiers plus the army's morale score. Yay, that's helpful. Again, simplify the rules. Commander. Kingdom leader, commander, or commanders. Commanders, here we go. MS commanders, Charisma modifier. They add their charisma modifier, which your brother's charisma modifier is.
He's +3. Your mic has gotten like you're underwater.
Is it still?
It's like muffled, yeah.
Is it still?
Yes.
Is it that way for everybody in Discord as well? I never switched out my wires because I didn't have time to I haven't time to modify anything in my office in a week. So
seems to be good for them. It's just
okay. It's just how it's mixing with Zoom. Can you guys understand me even if it's annoying?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, cool. We'll fix it during a break, which we'll be taking very shortly anyways. So the modifier is going to be 3, right? How many ranks in profession soldier does he have? Don't forget miscellaneous.
He has a total of a +7.
From miscellaneous and ranks combined?
Yes, 2 from ranks, 5 from miss.
Okay, so that is a +1. Does he have... Wait, leadership. The commander's current level plus his... Oh, that's right. That's his leadership modifier. Never mind. His leadership modifier is just his level, which is 2 plus his charisma modifier, so that's a +5.
Yep.
Cool. So he has a... so he's going to be rolling with a... 1d20 plus 5 to give the commands for searching.
Okay. Yeah, rolling badly.
It's actually not a very high DC to do things like this anyways. I need to... Did I ever add that? We're going to use one of the other tokens from the other campaign because in height. This is an army with ranged weapons, right?
Yes. It has ranged weapons.
So we're going to put you over... Nope, over here. This is where your actual token will be. This is your actual army. Okay. All right, cool. So with that check, you guys are actually able to successfully be able to scout the parties, hide the party, so on and so forth, so you're not so easily caught by the bad guys. And then we're going to have the enemy's army be represented by this here. So we can actually see what's going on here. So, and then one more thing. Want to make sure that this is controlled by... Vision. Limited field of vision. Total number, size of vision. Okay, save. There we go. So you can actually see them. Oh shit! And it always screws up. I don't know why it does this. If you have to check the stream to see what I'm talking about. Every time I modify something on the for what it is that chat can see, Firefox screws it up. All right. So, anyways, you guys, that you guys can actually see that piece there. So you're there. You can actually successfully see and successfully scout the party that's there. Successfully scout the party that's there. Why is this happening? You're the newer piece. Oh my god, Roll20 is being really annoying right now. Oh my god, it's super frustrating. I wish you could understand how frustrating this is. I'm moving pieces around, which you can't even see right now because it's choosing not to work. And it's grabbing them layered wrong.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like taking an army and it's moving them to the, even though they're clearly on the front, which means this thing should be grabbing the first thing, it's showing it as though they're underneath, so it's grabbing other things instead of them. It's super frustrating. Technology. Love it when it doesn't work. Yay. Okay. Still waiting for it to load. Sorry. I'm going to finish describing this and we're going to take a break anyways. Nope, it's still putting it in the bottom layer. That's so fucking annoying because now if I grab, I'm moving. So now if I try to grab that army, I'm actually moving that cell.
Did you try right-clicking the token and bring it to the front?
And I also right-click the other one and press the back, but it's saying, fuck you, we're going to do what we want to do. Yeah, it's so frustrating.
Yeah, maybe move it to the map layer?
Top overlapping? I don't know. Oh, that's bar tokens, never mind. I don't know, man. I don't like being on the map layer because the chance is screwing things up. Whatever, let's ignore it. So for now, yeah, you guys are able to see where the armies are. You're able to see that your rumor clearly worked. There's no question in your mind that your rumor clearly worked. And so you can actually see that the army has split and is heading this direction. Now, we already know that in theory, 1,000 soldiers are heading south. Whether or not it's truly 1,000, you do not know that. But what you are able to discern is that the army that you find heading south right now is not 1,000 strong. Luckily for you, it's not even 500 strong. The army that's heading south to go investigate the situation, probably to be like a forward army as well as to send scouts from there, right? So they're kind of like moving them forward to prepare for when they siege the city and take it, so on and so forth, and to kind of like, set the scouts, blah, blah, blah. That is actually only 200 soldiers as far as your scouts can count and send word to you. So with you guys standing on the hill and watching these soldiers heading south and preparing to attack them. I set them here so we can actually touch them in the future. You're prepared to attack these soldiers. So we're going to take our break now. And when we come back, we're going to have your army trying to catch them off guard. Everything has gone well so far. To do this next assault where you want to try to sneak up on them, what you're going to want to do is either A, just run down the hill and attack them, or B, try to have an army sneak around and attack them from the other side, a pincer tactic. Up to you to what you want to do. Either way, if you're trying to catch them off guard, it's going to be leadership roles like what we just discussed, which would be a lot of fun. We'll do a quick little, again, simple rules, mass combat, and then we're going to kind of pull back to where it is. Thank you, everybody, for working with us as we scrape our knees and learn through the rules. Things will be much smoother by session 4. All right, be right back. Go pee and get a beer.
Not legal.
Oh boy.